Hey, what's going on, YouTubers? How are you guys doing? How are you ladies doing? It's about to go down in that time and frame again. It is the midday mix, and we're going into the video today is the form of opportunities, and it's a special shout out to Mandy Williams and Jess Camp, and we're going to go right into it. And I'm excited to talk to you about this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? It's DeMarcus, it's your guy, man. I'm here. I'm excited. My mom said yesterday when she talked to me on the phone that she said, "You sounded so happy." I was like, "Ma, there was a reason for that." And she's like, "Wow." I was like, because I just had an amazing experience with the two lovely ladies that I mentioned in this video, which is Jess Camp and Mandy Williams. These are my two favorite ladies, and I'm so glad I met you, ladies. You're going to bless my life, and we're going to bless each other's lives. It's awesome. The fact that you were there with me last night was big, and I couldn't have asked for more. So I'm kind of getting myself fixed here. So last night what I did is I actually had my first night of book club. I started a book club. I realized that, if I want to make a change in life, I need to get around the right people. And I put the offer out for anybody who'd like to join my book club without excuses to come on. And I had people who gave me excuses, say, "Oh, I don't want to be here, I don't want to be there." I was like, "That's fine." And then I had some people who stepped up, said, "Let's go." I did have some people who couldn't make it last night. It's okay. They're going to read the book and they'll be there next week. And it'll grow. Now, what it is I'm putting that opportunity out. Wait a second, what did I say? Oh, that opportunity. We're going to go into that. I put that opportunity out there, not necessarily to alleviate any pain or stress on anybody else's, but to give people a chance to step up for themselves. To step up and say, "I want something different." Last night, Jess shared something that was pretty powerful. And she said that, she said a couple months ago, this wouldn't have made any sense to her. This book is what we're reading. She said it wouldn't have made any sense to her. She wouldn't have cared. But because she made a shift in her life and she was looking for more, she found it. And there's so many opportunities in life that we go out and we look for and we don't find it, so we assume that the opportunity doesn't exist. So let me go ahead and go right into the book. This is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. We do, by the way, we read this every Monday night at Leo's Bar and Grill. If you want to, grab this exact copy. That's the one stipulation. I only got one stipulation, is grab this exact copy and come and join us. Next week we're going to be doing chapter 2. We're going to do one chapter a week because this thing is a pretty powerful book, and it was supposed to be pretty quick, and we ended up talking for like 2.5 hours about what was in this book, going over things, seeing things, being a part of things. So here's what I want to go into. I want to read this to you here. So this is talking about how this guy got an opportunity to work with Edison, and how he had the opportunity and he took it. But had he not taken the opportunity, he would have been where he was. And so he said when the opportunity came, it appeared in a different form. So what happened is this. He got the opportunity to work with Mr. Edison because that was his definite goal. He wanted to do that. But when they gave him the job to work with Edison, it wasn't what he wanted. So he wanted, let's say he wanted to be the CEO and work next to Edison and be right next to him as chief officer, whatever. And he got a mailroom job. So instead of what most people do, instead of saying, "Well, that's not what I want, I don't want to do anything," instead he's like, when the opportunity came, it appeared in a different form and from a different direction than Barnes had expected, who we're writing about. That is one of the tricks of opportunity. It has a sly habit of slipping in by the back door, and often it comes disguised in the form of misfortune or temporary defeat. Perhaps this is why so many fail to recognize opportunity. Let me read that last piece. Perhaps this is the reason why so many people recognize or fail to recognize opportunity. So what do you do, ladies and gentlemen, when opportunity doesn't come in the form that you're used to, or it doesn't come in the form that you're expecting, or it doesn't come in the form that you like? What do? Are you quick to reject it because that's not the form you're used to or you wanted? Or are you going to be accepting of what comes to you and understand that what is in front of you right now is supposed to be yours? All it's asking of you is that you reach out and take it. Now, in this book, it said that the opportunity itself, let me go back to the page, it said the opportunity when it's failed to be reached, right? But the one thing it did not talk about in here, when it said that one of the simple tricks is opportunity that comes in the back door, disguised in the form of misfortune and temporary defeat. The problem is that when people are defeated or temporarily defeated, they quit. That's also in here. So when you got people who are being defeated, and then all of a sudden, they said, "Well, I quit because I'm not getting what I want, or it's not looking the way I want." Now all of a sudden people are taking opportunities that are supposed to be theirs because it doesn't look like what they're used to looking like, and they're just phasing it out completely as being an option. Before success comes in any man's life, he is sure to meet with a temporary defeat and perhaps some failure. When defeat overtakes a man, listen to this for me, okay? When defeat overtakes a man, the easiest and most logical thing to do is quit. That is exactly what a majority of men do. So, one opportunity doesn't show up the way we're used to it, so it looks like a defeat because it's not what we want to see. And then because it is a temporary defeat, what do? We quit. Now, you put that together with the rest of that chapter, you got a whole lot of powerful stuff in the introduction of this book. And that's all I want to bring to you guys, is whenever you don't see the form of opportunity the way you're used to looking at it, you still got to step up and make a difference, because that might be the bridge that gaps you to the next level. All right? It might not be pretty. It might not be with a little bow on it. It might not be given to you by the person that you love the most. It might come from the most unexpected person down the street who is homeless, who is giving you something. It might come in a paper bag, or it might come covered in poop. But you got to realize what it is, man. A lot of people, because something's covered in poop, and utilize your own language here, because it's covered in poop, they won't touch it. Now, understand, obviously I'm not saying go digging through feces to find opportunities, but when an opportunity seems horrible, and because it seems like, you know, proverbial poop that they want to go into, they don't touch it. I can tell you right now, there's an opportunity I almost missed. A friend of mine named Marlene gave me an opportunity to go to Chicago to learn from some of the real estate experts, which is one of the things that I'm getting into right now. And I told her no. I said, no, I'm busy. I got a DJ gig. So I didn't want to lose that money, right? But the thing is, that opportunity that she offered to me, I almost didn't accept it. Now, why? Because I know I needed money at the time, so I needed to take care of my business right now. But had I rejected that opportunity to go see and be in that presence, or what's about to happen, then I wouldn't be able to move to the next level. I can't get to, like, let's say, for example, you got a door in front of you, right? If you don't walk through that door, you can't see that it leads to a hallway to go to the next door to lead you to where you're supposed to be. Because you ignored the fact that you didn't go through that door because, wait a second, I got to go through this door first. Or make an excuse or whatever. That was where the problem lies. It lies within us to consistently go to our default setting. And our default setting is to automatically stay where we are comfortable. You've heard me talk about the dog sitting on the nail many times. The dog is yelping on the nail, and the guy asked the owner, he's like, is that your dog? He said, yes. He goes, why is he yelping? He goes, he's sitting on a nail. He said, wait a second. He goes, why didn't he get off the nail? He goes, because it doesn't hurt enough. So when you start hurting, when your nail starts digging in and it starts hurting you to the point where you're not just crying about it, oh my gosh, it's so sad, but you make action about it, that's when true change happens. So you get an opportunity, so instead of complaining about how you don't have opportunity, you've been looking for an opportunity, and the universe heard, hey, he needs opportunity, let's give it to him. Then all of a sudden, it gives it to you, but then you deny the opportunity. The universe is, one, not going to give you very many more opportunities like that, one. And two, temporary defeat sets in, and you're going to stay exactly where you are, which means you're going to complain a whole lot more. And that's all that's going to happen. And nothing will change. You have to be willing to see opportunities for what they are, even if they look like poop. You got to be able to see opportunities for what they are, even if they come in a different form or a different fashion. Take an opportunity to see what it is. Put yourself into a place that you can grab an opportunity and really hone in on it. And if you can do that, your life will change. You can't continue to do the same things that you're doing and expect a different life. If I get a blender, and I'm probably going to do a video on this one day, if I get a blender and I put in vanilla powder and milk and nothing else, how can I expect this to be a strawberry shake? You cannot. It isn't until you put in strawberries or put in strawberry powder to change the mixture and the recipe that you have that you can achieve that other flavor that you want. But right now, you can't complain that you don't have a strawberry shake, but then somebody hands you strawberries, and you're like, nah, I don't really want those. I wasn't looking for it in that form. I wanted the powdered version. Or somebody hands you the powdered version. Nah, I wasn't really wanting that form. I wanted real strawberries. Be willing to accept the opportunity that falls in front of you. Be willing to open your heart and your mind to the fact that there might be something different in this world that you're not knowing. If you leave yourself to your own devices, I promise you, ladies and gentlemen, you will only have you will limit yourself to only what you know. In this book, it talks about a guy who was going to a guy who sells his rock. He was digging for gold. He sold his gold digging business because he kept digging and he didn't find anything. So instead of the guy saying, no, I don't know, let me do some research on it, the guy made a quick decision. He got the tools and then resorted to an expert. And the expert said, all you gotta do is dig 3 feet that way and you'll hit the vein of the gold. And he did it, and he became a millionaire. So how many times do you quit before you check with somebody who knows more than you instead of relying on your own understanding? lean into the Lord with all thy lean into the Lord with all thy heart and mind, and lean not into thy own understanding. I think that's right. If it's not, you kind of get the idea where it's coming from. But here's what I want to do. I want to kind of go over one thing on our notes that we took. Obviously, I went crazy with notes. You know me. If anybody of caliber is speaking, you always bring a notepad. Enough said, right? So here's the thing about it. It says this. We dismiss opportunity because it may not look the way we want it to look. That's pretty much the same thing I just said. But just make sure that whenever you have your opportunity that is in front of you, you give it a true chance. Maybe it doesn't look the way, like let's say I wanted a phone and I hand you this. If you don't turn it and your perspective is only to see like a box, well, that's not big enough to be a phone. I can't dial anybody on that. Oh, that's rubber. That's not a phone. Without changing the perspective of that object or giving it a chance, then you'll never understand what it could be. And you never understand what is possible. And that's all I have for you today. I appreciate you being here. Mandy and Jess, thank you for being there last night. It was amazing. We got a lot of done. We got a lot to talk. We got a chance to talk about everything. And then for the people who will be showing up, everybody's invited. If you want to come to book club, you are more than welcome to. You just have to buy this version of the book. It has a look just like this. And the cool thing is the text is like really big. It's really big text. So buy this book. Come join us on Monday nights at 8 o'clock at Leo's Bar and Grill, Pub and Grill, whatever. We'll be in the basement, smoke free. If you want to, go upstairs, get a drink, I don't care. But just make sure you're ready to rock mentally and come ready to grow and share. This is not Think and Stay the Same. That's not the name of this book. This is Think and Grow Rich. This is Think and Grow Successful. This is Think and Grow in a more positive way to change people's lives. Have an effect on your world, ladies and gentlemen. Just don't survive and be in it and then die. Everybody's been given something in this world. So why in the world are you not giving what you've been given back? That's all I want to say. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being here. I appreciate and I love each and every one of you. I really, really do. And I hope and I pray to God that you guys find the opportunity that you're looking for. And I hope that whenever God gives it to you, that you don't look down on it just because you don't think it looks like what you think it should be. Don't limit yourself to your own limits. Sorry, don't limit yourself to your own thinking, because that's where you set your limitation. And if you know everything in the world, then you don't even need to ask for anything. But since you don't know everything in the world, don't let yourself be your own limit. That's all I have for you. Have a blessed day. Thank you very much, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.